Real Schoolers, we are in for a crazy experience because I have acquired some amazing technology. In harnessing the power of tachyons and stuff, I can actually speak with the world of tomorrow. Hello, Mike, are you there? Hello, Mike, come in.
Yes, hello, Mike. I come to you from the world of tomorrow.
World of tomorrow, yeah, we got that. Alright, so you've seen this movie. I'm curious to know, how does the world react?
Well, I am sad to say that this has ruined George Clooney's career. People cannot believe he's sunk so low. I mean, it's not like he needs the money, but...
Really? Tomorrowland ruined his career?
Tomorrowland? No. In 2019, he makes Intolerable Cruelty 2. I mean, what the hell is he thinking?
Here's another prediction from the future. In this review, there will be spoilers. On paper, Tomorrowland looked like it could have been a runaway summer hit, directed by Brad Bird, written by Damon Lindelof, starring George Clooney, and based off a Disney attraction. Off to a good start. We're leaning more towards Pirates of the Caribbean rather than the Haunted Mansion. I was particularly excited about the team-up between Lindelof and Bird, as between the two of them, they are responsible for some of the most prolific action and sci-fi TV shows and films. But lest we forget, after Lost, 3 of the last Lindelof projects have been Cowboys and Aliens, Prometheus, and World War Z. One of the biggest surprises about Tomorrowland is this is way more of a children's movie than I expected, but no big deal, right? Because Brad Bird in the past has shown that he's able to cater towards the entertainment needs of adults packaged within a kid's movie. And here's where the teacher in Real School becomes one of the biggest cynical douchebags on the internet, as I did not enjoy the adventure. The adult in me found it too over the top, and the inner child in me just didn't find it all that fun. Just let me check with my inner child. Yeah, he's dead. I felt at times I was watching a kid's version of Men in Black. The action was silly more than anything, and at other times I felt like I was watching a toy commercial. They almost literally show a toy commercial when the young heroine, Casey Newton, goes to a vintage toy shop to find out the mystery of her magical pin. All of a sudden, boom! We got laser guns, androids, and time freeze bombs. And yes, the heroine's last name is Newton in a movie about inventions. Are we beginning to see how ham-fisted this really is? This happens only about 40 minutes into the film, and I say only about 40 minutes into the film when really it felt like an hour and a half. And at this point, we've only met 2 of the film's main characters. That includes George Clooney at this point. And here's another huge issue I had with this film. It all seems like a big tease. I really felt like the first 20 minutes of the film was the strongest. It was the Tomorrowland they were advertising and the Tomorrowland I wanted to see. It was that great 60s vision of what we thought the future would look like. But sadly, here is one of the biggest spoilers. That Tomorrowland you barely see. In a film that's over 2 hours long, you maybe get about half an hour to 40 minutes of that jetpack-filled, robot-infused flying car utopia. And the worst part? It takes Newton almost an hour and a half, at least it seemed like an hour and a half, to find Clooney and get to Tomorrowland. It's Lord of the Rings all over again. Just get to the freaking mountain! So while the kids can enjoy the action here and there, the only thing that the adults can enjoy are some of the characters. The 2 leads in Britt Robertson as Casey Newton and Clooney as Frank really aren't the best characters. I found Clooney unlikable, disgruntled, and angry, and Robertson is just annoying. Hugh Laurie, on the other hand, in the very short time he's on screen, creates a very interesting and complex character in Nix, the ageless governor of Tomorrowland, and he creates a very interesting antagonist for Clooney's character. However, the best thing in this film comes in the smallest package. The adorable Raffi Cassidy, who plays Athena, a childlike droid, really becomes the heart of the film when she could have easily become annoying and precocious. She is by far the most layered and developed character in the entire film. Her character is also the only reason that Clooney is able to show any range at all, as they have a very sweet backstory. And for such a young actress to give off such a brilliant performance, she is Tomorrowland's for the win. And yet here endeth the good things about Tomorrowland. The best way to sum up the plot of Tomorrowland is it is the inconvenient truth of Disney films, except less poignant and more preachy. Major spoilers here. We discover that Frank, once a prominent member of Tomorrowland, was actually exiled because he built a machine that could look into the future, and the future that they saw was the world ending in an environmental catastrophe. And Frank and Nix have a very different opinion on how that problem should be solved.
Because basically Nix didn't want to solve it.
The pisser is that Frank was exiled in the 80s, and in the 30 plus years he's been exiled, he did nothing to prevent this catastrophe. Now the film would have you believe that it's because he's waiting for the one. Cassie Newton is in fact the genius to solve the problem. But the major twist is that the machine that Frank built is not just looking into the future, it's transmitting the future into our heads, so it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
So you know what the little genius's plan is, the one that they've waited decades to come up with? Turn the machine off. Well, screw me sideways, Einstein. Glad we waited for that one.
The worst part was the supposed moral, where Newton is teaching this new generation that all you have to do is think positively and the world will be fine. Who needs action when you can wish upon a star and global warming goes poof?
Let's just say that as a teacher, I liked the final exam, I just hated the way the lesson was taught. Like if Disney were a California State biology teacher, they'd tell their students, don't worry about the drought, just take a nice long bath and dream of waterfalls.
Kids will certainly enjoy the over-the-top action. There is some originality and beautiful visuals within this film, but all in all, the kids who are young enough to enjoy it probably won't get the message, and people old enough, like adults, will find it patronizing and misdirected. So for me, it's a burn it.
Poll question, what is your favorite futuristic cinematic world? As always, leave your answers in the comments section below. Be sure to subscribe to Real School, follow me on Twitter, and of course if you get anything out of Real School, you can always give a little back. Just click the link and you can become a Real School patron. But until next time, school's out.